Come on, you're breaking my heart.
You're busting my balls.
Now, pop pickers, do you remember 1990 and this hit by Pebbles? Of the doubt, giving you the attitude, baby, work it on out, work it on out. I remember doing Pebbles in the toilet the other day. Not quite the same thing, is it? And Pebbles is married to L.A. Reid Babyface, whose real name is Taekwondo?
Rewind.
Things that make you go, things that make you go, and a bit of and a ooh, and a and ooh. Honestly, folks, this is not the kind of video I wanted to bring to you today, but I'm going to do it. 2 bad news stories for the price of 1 regarding video game developers leaving in the droves and morale so low that you may want to, I don't know, get plastic surgery and look like Madonna. Stay tuned, folks, because that's going to be a future video. But on today's video, on the here and now, from Insider Gaming, from, well, I don't even know who this person is, Juan Almeida, no relation to Tony Almeida from 24 with Keith Sutherland.
People might think it's because he's black.
Well, it is because he's black. It makes him the most likely target.
I'm just saying it might not be interpreted that way on the outside.
No!
Nope. You already seen it.
No, I didn't.
No, you beat me because I'm black.
My God, MindsEye developer executives leave studio a week before release. How can this be? What's going on? Leslie Benzies definitely does not have a handle on the situation. This is terrible news, folks. 2 execs from Build a Rocket Boy, or Bob, the studio behind MindsEye, have left the company 1 week before the game's launch. Information was shared by Riley Graebner, the chief legal officer, via their LinkedIn profile. Thank you, Eurogamer. In addition to Riley, Paul Bland, former CFO, also departed the studio. He had been with Build a Rocket Boy for 2 years. As expected, news of 2 execs leaving so close to a game's release has raised eyebrows and concerns among the fans, as such departures are highly unusual at this stage of development.
I will not let them fucking stop me!
I wonder what's gone wrong behind the scenes. People cooking the books the wrong way. They've been asked to cook the books, if you know what I mean. To make the situation even more controversial, both exits occurred 1 week after the studio's co-CEO, Mark Gerard, suggested there is an interactive, or rather an active campaign against the game, fueling negative comments online. Because again, they're accusing Rockstar Games, that's Leslie Benzies' ex-employer, who he's still got a financial beef with, for paying off fans to dislike MindsEye online, which is a wild theory, by the way. How are you going to prove that, bro? That's like, not impossible, but why would you suggest that? It's insane. Mark's theory surfaced following the release of game previews, in which many users who tested MindsEye stated that delaying the launch might be the best option to ensure a higher level of polish. Well, a lot of people have been saying that, and I thought it was a bit too good to be true that they're releasing this game in June. I thought, okay, these people are confident, but then again, we saw limited gameplay, a few red flags here and there. I still want to give Leslie Peter Benzies, the man behind Barb, a chance to prove his worth and to prove himself, and all of a sudden now there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Benzies, the mastermind behind MindsEye and former producer of the GTA franchise, spoke about the game's campaign length. It's around 20 hours. While this might seem like a short time, 20 hours is acceptable, folks. Apparently, there's going to be like a big expansion to the game over time. The Arcadia mode, which again is only on the PC, multiplayer. I don't know if a MindsEye multiplayer will actually be good. It could be, but then again, will it be similar to GTA Online? I don't know. MindsEye is being released on June the 10th for consoles and PC. Do you plan to play it at launch? Well, I can tell you a bunch of people who won't be playing it at launch. It's Respawn, because with them, morale is very low. Funny that, because a while back, Respawn Entertainment, who now refuse to give us Titanfall 3, thanks a lot guys,
I am 50% in love.
That's kinda creepy, BT.
and who have embraced LGBT nonsense to make their workplace a safer one for all, and now morale is at an all-time low. I can't imagine what might have caused that, guys.
I have no wish to incite fear.
Now, after 2 games were cancelled and 100 people let go of, which is absolutely awful by the way, Respawn, including the employees, are now at an all-time low, folks, because that Black Panther game was cancelled. Yet we know that Daniela Londers, who is the narrative story designer behind that game, produced absolutely nothing. She sat there in front of a camera years before complaining that white people are getting all the coverage in video games and her ilk aren't getting a look in, which is absolutely untrue, which proves to me that she's never played a video game in her absolute life.
There is not a lot of guides of how to get started with your games, and the guys that do exist are very white-centric. I'm making a game just like everyone else, so why wouldn't you take me seriously? Like, is it because I'm black? I mean, it probably is, but like...
Because you're black?
Funny how people aren't pointing the fingers of blame at her because maybe she slowed down the production on that particular development of the Black Panther game. Yet Amy Hennig is actually at the Unreal, or was at the Unreal tech demo, I think last week, showcasing Marvel 1943, The Rise of Hydra, with Black Panther. I think that's the grandfather of T'Challa with Captain America, and it looks absolutely freaking awesome. It really does. The only complaint I've got about that game, there's like one white character and everybody else is all black. Like, you could have had 2 white and 2 black. That would have been a nice even playing field, but that's just a minor gripe, and that was just the only things that we saw of the gameplay. There might be some more white folks in the game. I would imagine there would be, right? Unless it's an alternative universe or Marvel had to have some kind of a say in that. But the Black Panther game was cancelled. Cliffhanger Studios being thrown off a cliff. What a big surprise. So much so that even current employees are making internal feelings known. Patrick Wren on Blue Sky, because when you need to go somewhere to cry, folks, you go to Blue Sky. What did he say? I can say, morale has been at an all-time low. I can say that much. Wow, dude, that's a banger post right there. In a separate post, Wren added that he is just sorry for everyone who wants to make cool video games in this industry. In 2025, over 2,300 known jobs, not Steve, have been lost in the gaming industry across 64 companies. That number is likely closer to 3,000 jobs. He's probably correct, actually, when accounting for the unconfirmed numbers from various layoffs. That's true, because if that's all happened, most likely because he's in the industry, he will hear rumblings that haven't been covered on various platforms like Insider Gaming or Eurogamer. What do you think of the state of EA's various studios? Well, listen, the only thing I can add here, and again, you saw my previous video for the Witcher 4 demo, companies like CD Projekt Red have to put their reputation on the line. Companies like Naughty Dog, headlined by Neil Druckmann, don't really care anymore because things like Jak and Daxter, all the other great games under their tutelage, you're never going to see them again. No more Uncharted games, and if you do, be female Cassie Drake, Nate Drake's daughter, right? She's going to be headlining that disaster of a reborn franchise. But the CD Projekt Red, they'll still be around for quite a few years. I'll probably give them 15 to 20 more years, unless they make a serious F up along the way and they completely renounce the fans. So that's what I've got to say about that particular one. But honestly, I mean, if you're a major game developer like EA, forget Warner Brothers, I don't think they're going to have a foothold again in video games, then yeah, you're going to lose your jobs, and then it's going to be more pressure on people like Rockstar to produce AAA video games. That's what the market's going to be. But you know what? I actually think as well that the video game industry might be doing a bit of a parallel thing with Hollywood, because if you know what's going on in Hollywood right now, because blockbusters are hard to come by and they cannot satisfy everybody, because every film studio has to shove in to check certain boxes, and the normal audience doesn't want that. They want to go and watch a movie for 2+ hours and be entertained. It's the same thing with video games, because now what's happening, or rather, let me go back to the Hollywood part quickly. Slowly but surely, indie films are going to be taken over. And that's what's going to happen with video games too. I mean, again, Sandfall Interactive, the people behind Clear Obscure, Expedition 33, you're going to have more studios like them coming up, and they're going to be the new AAA industry, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that's only a good thing. I feel sorry for Respawn. I used to celebrate them, but since we're not getting a Titanfall 3 anymore, and maybe we'll get one more Star Wars game from the Survivor series, we might get one more, and then that will be it. No more Cal Kestis to ogle at. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video today, hit that subscribe button, like the like button, and I'll catch you catching me where morale will never be low for the next video.